What's going on, guys? This is Carlos. Welcome to ES and NQ Futures Action Review. Today I wanna go with you over the first presented fair value gap. In the previous video we looked at the first value gap and the big candle and how price tends hover around these levels. In today's session is no deception. These levels act like a magnet, and if you remember, like I told you last time, we don't need a huge move to be profitable. You only need small bites. And I want to go over the price action today. Market open right here, 9:30. See how immediately creates the first presented fair value gap. What it calls my attention is that on ES, market opens in this candle, but it doesn't have any space in between until 9:41. So the first presented fair value gap was created at 9:41. At 9:41, this is 9:41, Nasdaq was already displacing through the last swing, and ES is just create its first presented fair value gap. But I want you to pay attention to how they're forming. Pay attention to the candles. On this big candle, when the price displays down, I want you to notice something, and it's very, very interesting. When the price expands to the downside, see how many times the price is rejected in this area. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 candles were rejected and they close under the 50% of this area. And then price expand to the downside, make a new swing low. It's formed right here. Creates a new gap, another big candle creates another gap. And these are important because you want to see how price reacts and overreacts to this area. See, the price comes back to the first presented fair value gap and then it rejects very, very aggressively. But I want you to pay attention, because when I'm looking to the market, I'm looking at both. I have my chart like this. I'm looking at Nasdaq and ES at the same time, because they're doing different things, but at the same time they're gonna do something in common. And if you notice this divergence that I mark over here, how Nasdaq makes a lower low over here, and ES makes a higher low. So that indicates me that someone is lying. First thing, someone is lying, someone is stronger. So when prices start running, I said Nasdaq is gonna run too. So see the expansion, inverse the fair value gap, and then retest and it start getting away. But if you, at this time, it's very important that you pay attention to both and see what they're doing and how are reacting to these levels. If you mark Fibonacci retracement, let me see. This is a Fibonacci retracement. If you ever heard about optimal trade entry, these can be more accurate. Take a look. I call this the golden zone because it's where I like to see the retracement for take a long. But also there's a lot of confluence in this area. You know, the price expands through the inversion of the fair value gap and then retrace and then expands again. And like I told you in the previous video, if you extend these levels, you're gonna see how they are like magnets. But see the little details. Again, this is the big candle, the second one, and then again those little clues is something that you can start making your strategy to become profitable. And I've been doing this and I found that very interesting. I have to say, all this is under ICT concepts, and there's nothing new under the sun, you know. I learned it from him. I think he's a great teacher, and you don't need to learn the whole concepts that he has under his wing, but you can make something different with those little concepts and become profitable. Let me show you my I'm working on this strategy, and these are my results for the last 5 days. I opened this on last Wednesday, to test this strategy. And something that is very, very important, I want you to pay attention to the details on the candles. This is Monday price action, and on my previous video we say first presented fair value gap and the biggest candle, right? So notice that we didn't have much yesterday. The only chance that we have, it was over here when the price expand through and come back and retest, and that's the only chance that the market give you. But take a look. I told you to expand these levels. You can expand for 2-3 days and then erase it if it's if your chart is, it has a lot of lipstick. But look, we're going through today's price action, right? Is the big candle, is the second big candle that we had from yesterday price action. This is today's action, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and then we come into the open. It's 9:30, 9:45. We wait 15 minutes, so the market can pick a direction. And look, it came back. It came back. So if like I say, if you only take a small bite from here let's say to the entry point to this candle, this 28 points is over $500. You don't need the whole move. But don't believe me, go back into the charts and find them, mark the rectangles, mark the first presented fair value gap, make the rectangle, make sure the 50% is on, and then mark the big candle, the next big candle. If you mark the another big candle and you see how price is dancing, and then price displays through, it's gonna be an inversion fair value gap. And then, like I say, these are magnets. These are magnets, that they work for small bites. Then you can take 8 trades, like today I did 8 trades, $2,000. It works. And this strategy is based on the first presented fair value gap, is based on the big candle and the inversion. There's many concepts. It's gotta be a confluence. It's nothing by itself. It's gotta be a confluence. So you see how ES is doing something and Nasdaq is doing another thing, and they're expanding. See how right here it makes a higher high, in respect to this area. It's a higher high, and then it fails to make a lower low. But in Nasdaq, it makes a lower low, and then it's start running. So like I say, don't believe me, don't trust me, go back to the chart and mark those levels, and this could be the key for your profitability. So have a wonderful afternoon, and take a look at this. This is amazing. This is crazy. Big candle, right? And then expands, come back again, and then it's dancing around the first presented fair value gap. But see, you need the whole move. Look, higher high, last swing is violated right here. If you take a small buy, you know where it's going. When it breaks aggressively like this, you know where it's going. It's gonna test the first presented fair value gap or the big candle, or it's gonna kiss the inversion, and in those levels it's gonna react hard. Let's see how price is violated right here. Swing, this is the last swing high, this is the last swing low. Prices goes down aggressively, and then comes back a little bit and drops like a rock. Where? To these magnets. Can you take a little bit of it? $300-400, $500, and then compound. If you win, if you make it, log out and that's it. Today I did a few trades, but on the top part of the screen you say it's logged out for 2 hours. I logged out myself after I made $2,000. 8 trades, yeah, it's a lot of trades, but price has been dancing all morning around these beautiful levels. It's not mine, it's not something that I invented, it's just everything is under ICT concepts. I'm just making my own roadmap to the profitability. So thanks for watching. See you next time.